Coming up next, we take a look at Brexit and how it is affecting some airlines which operate out of the United Kingdom. My name is Jonathan Lynch, and I'm your host this evening on CIT Business News. For those not familiar with the term, Brexit is an acronym for Britain exiting the European Union. A referendum took place on June the 23rd, 2016, where a majority vote started the process of Britain leaving the EU. What persons assumed then would be a smooth departure is proving to be everything but, and it's proving to be quite turbulent, especially with the airlines. There are two possible outcomes as it relates to aviation. A no deal or hard Brexit where Britain will be treated as an outsider. This will result with them losing their current air freedoms, European licenses, and operating certificates. Or, on the other hand, a soft Brexit, where they get to keep some or all of the freedoms they enjoy to date, but needed to make some adjustments to the way that they operate. In the event of a no-deal Brexit, a 12-month transitional period is given where airlines will continue to operate as EU carriers. After the transitional period has ended, UK airlines will still be able to fly to the EU from the UK. However, they will not be able to fly from point to point inside the EU unless they stay with the European Common Aviation Area, also known as the ECAA. In order for this to happen, they will need permission from all of the EU member states. Failing this, the UK will have to make their own aviation authority separate from the European Aviation Safety Agency, also known as EASA. There is no definitive answer as to what the outcome will be, so the airlines have to change business to suit all possible outcomes. Here's what some of them have done so far. Most airlines are looking at the main rule to be called a European carrier, which is having EU ownership of 50% plus 0.1 share, or the airline's country must be a part of the ECAA. Currently, all airlines in Europe have met one or both of these criteria, but once Britain leaves the EU on March 29, 2019, in the instance of a soft Brexit, airlines with majority shareholders in Britain will have 7 months to show they are majority owned by European nationals in order to continue as they do today. Some of these airlines are EasyJet, British Airways, and our very own Ryanair and Aer Lingus, just to name a few. EasyJet has increased their share ownership by non-UK nationals to 49%, just 1% short of the rule to remain a European carrier. This is by means of organic growth, meaning that normal purchasing of shares have been used to accomplish this act. They have not, however, ruled out disenfranchisement, which is a last resort should they need to use it. Ryanair plans to remove voting rights from all non-EU shareholders and block shares from being sold to non-EU nationals until they have the 50.1%. As a last resort again, most carriers, if not all, have a clause built in which allows them to force shareholders to sell their shares. In regards to British Airways and Aer Lingus, though owned by UK company IAG, their strategy was to have each carrier licensed by their individual country and operate 2 licenses. However, there is a cloud of doubt around that from officials of the EU, as the economic rights belong to IAG rather than to each individual airline. As it relates to crew, to operate an EU carrier, they must have a European Aviation Safety Agency license. This means anyone with UK licenses will lose their licenses if a hard Brexit is realized. To get around this, companies like EasyJet have transferred pilot and cabin crew licenses from the UK to Austria. In addition, they have also created a hub there, both for parts as well as for the airline. Sadly, for some airlines, the flight plan was too uncertain and too risky to risk the Brexit storm. Airlines like Cobalt Air and FlyBMI are the latest casualties that closed their doors one last time. With the introduction of Brexit, more questions than answers have risen. Who will be the next casualty? Have the remaining airlines done enough to remain in business? Or will Brexit be where most UK carriers' destination terminate? Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts as we start our final approach to Brexit and the unknown, March 29th, 2019. This has been a CIT Business News. My name is Jonathan Lynch, reporting live. Good evening.